Brothers and sisters, it is no secret that the people of this country is hurting, and they are hurting badly. Almost every week, I hear a new story that breaks my heart. These stories are not news headlines. These are the lived experiences of our people struggling with a healthcare system that is failing them. My friends, we are indeed, as Dr. Mitchell says, in troubling times. And I don't say that lightly. On my way here this evening, someone stopped me. You know, after the greetings, she looked me straight in the eye and she said, "Doc, I live in fear every day." I asked why. She told me, "Gone are the days when you heard the death news, and it was mostly our elders who lived long, full lives. Now, too often, it is our young people, and it feels like nothing is being done." And that shook me, because it is not just her alone that is feeling that fear. It is the lived reality again of many Grenadians. Almost every other day, I hear a new heartbreaking story. And I know you do too, based on your responses. Each of you here tonight, if you have not faced it yourself, you have a family member, a neighbor, a friend who have been affected by the poor state of healthcare in this country. This is our reality. We all know the facts, and I am not here to repeat rhetoric to keep talking about the failures, but it is time for real solutions on the ground. Why do we have to beg for basic services? Why? Tell me, why do we have to beg this administration to provide basic services to our people? How many more limbs do we need to see amputated? How many more people do we need to lose due to the system failures before we see real action and not just a reaction? Tell me, this goes beyond concerning. It is a disaster. I hear a hurricane. You know, I want us to talk about the decline in healthcare delivery. And who have eyes could see, can see. There is shortage in medication, shortage of equipment, shortage of personnel, shortage of basic supplies. You name it, there is a shortage. And that is just the reality. Everything, you are correct. There is a shortage of everything. Now, let me give you one fact that says it all. In the 2025 budget, only $112,500 was allocated to purchase medication through a pooled regional system for the whole country. Imagine $112,500 for 100,000 people for the whole year. I want you to ponder on that, and I want you to do the math. Tell me, does that make sense? On any given day, my brothers and sisters, our national lab is functioning at reduced capacity. And with that allocation that I just mentioned, we can see why. It is obvious. Things that should be routine are simply not there. So what happens? Patients are forced to borrow money that they don't even have to pay out of pocket for private lab tests. Let me share with you the story of one patient that I saw in passing recently. And he's a diabetic. I'm sure among us here tonight there are persons who are diabetics. When I saw him, you know, I asked, "How are you managing?" He shook his head and he said, "Doc, I'm trying, you know, but it's real hard. My eyesight is failing me and I can't even afford a medication for that. When I get a little money, I have to figure out, do I buy the medication or do I buy food? I don't even have enough to give my daughter a little extra for her to pay bus to go to school." That, my brothers and sisters, is the harsh reality of Grenadians. This is not politics. This case is one of many. And while these things are happening, Hundreds of millions are being borrowed for the new hospital. Millions more are being paid to Mount Sinai. You all hear anything about that? And yet, our local healthcare system continue to crumble before our eyes. This money should be spent on the upkeep of our current hospital, including providing basic supplies. Now, let me be clear, and I've said this before. A new hospital is an asset for any country. It is a good long-term strategy. But my brothers and sisters, what about the short term? This new hospital is going to take 6, 7 years to materialize, probably 10, who knows? What about the people who are suffering now? What is happening? And here is what is even more troubling, my brothers and sisters. The details about this new hospital agreement was not shared openly with you. It wasn't shared with the people of Grenada. Instead, you could find it written on the Mount Sinai website in the United States. Imagine that. You have to go on Google and look on a website in the US to find out what is happening in Grenada. So yes, we are living in troubling, uncertain times. And according to that website, anybody seen that website before? So according to the website, and I quote, the Mount Sinai team will advise the government of Grenada. Well, I tell you, this is some expensive advising. So Mount Sinai has an advisory role. Now let me ask you, do you know what is an advisory role? So I want you to think of it this way. If your car breaks down on the side of the road in Victoria, you don't need somebody standing there giving you advice on how nice it would be to get a new car. You need someone with the tools to actually fix the problem now. In the same way, my brothers and sisters, just hiring advisors is like paying someone to tell us the obvious, while the engine of our hospital is still broken. Brothers and sisters, we don't need more advice. We need someone who can roll up their sleeves and get the work done now. That is what we need. And as I said before, this failure is forcing families into impossible choices. Do they pay for their medication or do they buy food? Do they send their children to school or do they pay for lab tests? Let me ask you this. Should any Grenadian have to choose between providing food on the table and their health? Exactly. But my brothers and sisters, these are the real struggles of the ordinary Grenadian every single day. They have to make these choices. And it wasn't always like this. Let us remember the days when the new National Party was in office. Can you remember those days? Those were the days when the people came first, when you came first. The new National Party opened the dialysis units. They built the Guelph Polyclinic. They built a new hospital wing. They expanded services. They laid the foundation for national health insurance. They brought in new equipment and made sure our facilities could actually serve the public. It could actually serve you, the people. And I can go on and on. And let me say this clearly. These are not promises. These are facts. This is our record. So let me ask you, my brothers and sisters, when the NNP was in office, didn't you feel the difference? Exactly. You felt it because we were working for you. We were working for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique. And I can tell you, we will rebuild trust in the healthcare system by leading with transparency. We will rebuild a healthcare system that is accessible, affordable, and reliable for all Grenadians. We will integrate national health insurance so no citizen is left behind. You would not be left behind. That, my brothers and sisters, is the Grenada that we will build together. You know, for the past 2 years, we have been raising the issues surrounding healthcare. And what has the government response been? Can somebody tell me? They've been silent, nothing. Not once did they come forward to clarify things. They have been talking for the last 3 years. But if they were serious and they cared, action would have already been taken. Instead, millions are being spent on things that are not crucial, while our people continue to suffer. So I ask you, as I end, will you stand with a government that do superficial cosmetics while our people suffer? Will you do that? We could never do that. Or will you stand with a party that values life, a party that invests in its people, a party that fights for every Grenadian? Will you stand with that party? And this is the new National Party. Because, my friends, at the end of the day, it is not about me. It is not about my colleagues here tonight. It is about you. It is about your children. It is about your grandchildren. It is about a Grenada that we want them to inherit. This is what it boils down to. So I say to you tonight, stand with us so we can stand for you. I will say it again. Stand with us. Stand with a new national party so we can stand for you. And together, let us build a healthier Grenada that we will all be proud of. Thank you.